How are you? Here's a question for you. Do your eyes ever well up with tears while you're peeling onions? Do you have a plan of action to keep your eyes from tearing up as you're chopping onions? Well, when you come to an unknown word, chunking those word parts is like peeling an onion, but hopefully without the tears, right? If we haven't met before, I'm Jean Harville, founder. I'm a reading strategy coach, and I'm the founder of Raising Kids Who Love to Read, the Facebook community for Christian moms to come in and find the best effective strategy for their kids, turning them from the struggling readers into confident readers. I just noticed the sun was like showing in my I'm not glowing all of a sudden here. It wasn't glowing a minute ago. Okay. So anyway, so we've been talking about this past week phonics, right? And we've talked about the plan of attack and how we have an attack and we can question our kids towards the plan of attack when they come to unknown word. It helps to put that internal language into their own head so that when they come to an unknown word, they're not just sounding out letter by letter by letter, that they actually can see those see those chunks that are within that word, and then it makes it a lot easier to be able to read that word, right? So we've talked about the various sounds that vowels make, and we also talked about like each syllable has one vowel sound. We've looked at the spot and dot strategy in order to determine like where to break those syllables, and then what type of syllable it is, which in turn tells us what the vowel is going to say, what sound it's going to make, say its name, or it's going to say its sound, or it might even say a schwa sound as well. So then you blend that word all back together again, and once you do that over and over again, that practice becomes automatic. That whenever your kid comes to an unknown word, they have a plan of attack. And so we eliminate those tears, and we set that plan in motion, and off he goes, right? So today we're going to talk about multi-syllable words, multisyllabic words that also can be pronounced that way. And these are words that have the prefixes or suffixes that have been added to them, and so you have the root word, and you can determine the meaning of that root word, and then when the suffixes and prefixes are added onto it, it actually changes the meaning of the words, which is what our English language just loves to do. It loves to like make things a little more complicated, right? Make it a little bit longer. But let's talk about prefixes and suffixes just for a second, just to make sure we're on the same page. So a prefix is made up of if the word prefix is made up of the word fix, which means to attach, and the word pre, or the prefix pre, which means before. So prefix is the group of syllables or a syllable that's been attached to the front of a root word, right? And so it can change the meaning of that root word. So for example, if you have the word sense, it means like a perceived understanding. But when you put the prefix non in front of it, we have nonsense, which then it means, and non means without, so that means without understanding or something that has no meaning, right? So some examples of prefixes are D, like D-E, dis, D-I-S, E-X, I-M, M-I-S, non, pre, re, and un. There's a lot more. A suffix would be is a group of letters, the syllables that's added to the end of the word. And it can also change the meaning of the word. I can actually change the part of speech of some of the words with depending on which suffix I add. Like for instance, the word exist is a verb. If you add uns, existence, it changed it now into a noun. So it can change the tense of the word. It can also change the form of the word as well. So some examples of those common suffixes would be like S, apostrophe S, ES, EN, ING, EST, ED, ABLE, able, and so forth and so on. So, this gives you now for like the plan of attack. So when you come to this unknown word and you want to question your child, you question your kid to notice those chunks. First, they could say, hey, I know this as a prefix as a beginning, or I know this as an ending. I'm going to lop those off, peel them off like we peel an onion, right? Take them off. So now we just have that root word in the middle. So let's look at it and see, is it one syllable, two syllable? It could be two, but probably going to be one. So let's determine where that vowel is. Now let's determine what type of syllable it is, so we know what the vowel is going to say. Now let's think about what that root word means. What's the meaning of it? let's add on that little piece that we lopped off, whether it's a suffix or a prefix, add that back on, and the meanings of those, and we have the new word. So it's like a plan of attack, and so that just makes it a lot easier for your kid to just say, okay, what is my plan of attack? How am I going to get through this word? And I know I can do it. And when he becomes automatic at it, then his reading fluency will improve, and then it will affect his ability to be able to understand what he's reading, thus improved comprehension, right? So if you want to continue picking up some fun ways to teach your kid comprehension skills, go ahead and like this page, Help Kids with Reading. You can like it, you can follow, and do whatever you want with that. And like and share this video, however you want to get this out to other moms as well, so they can know that I am here. And also, if you like and follow the page, then you'll be notified by Facebook whenever I go live. And I also was noticing, I've never asked this before, but if you find value in the videos that you have been watching on the page, if you wouldn't mind just going up to the review area and just give me a nice review on my page. I was noticing that's kind of empty. So if you would like to do that, I would appreciate that as well, of course. So if you want some more information about reading and go more in depth, you are more than welcome to join our free Facebook community, Raising Kids Who Love to Read. And this is for Christian moms to come in and to look around for some more effective reading strategies that they can turn their struggling readers into confident readers. And also before when you come into the group, there's some pre-join questions, if you wouldn't mind answering those, because then it gives me a way to know how I can serve you best in the group. If I know that people will need more of this or more of that, then I can provide that for you inside the group as well. And then also it helps me to pop you into the group a little bit quicker as well. So if you wouldn't mind answering those questions, I really, really would appreciate that. Inside, there's a couple of free things in there. Just this week, I added something new. And then also, there's a freebie in there, a free resource on sight words and how you can get those sight words to stick into the memory. And so it's really a lot of fun, and I think you'd really like it. You'll want to get that as well. So I'm Jean Harville, and y'all have a really blessed day, as well as a nice weekend with your family. I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.